Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I fully intended to do a readathon through May. I had picked one out. I had written a TBR. It was going to be great. And then right before I had a chance to film my TBR video, everything went a bit mad. There were some issues in our house. We ended up having to move at very short notice. It was not a fun time, and I did not have the brain space for anything for about 6 weeks. That said, we are now moved into our new house. It is lovely. We're coming up to the end of May and the start of June, and so it was time to find a new readathon to do for June. After some consideration, there are a few that looked really fun and I would love to do them, but you kind of have to read a lot of books to make a decent contribution, and I'm just not reading a lot of books at the moment. However, I have found one that sounds like a lot of fun. It only requires 5 books, which might be doable. And it is the Jurassic Journey Readathon. It's Jurassic Park themed. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? So I will put all the information in the description, including all the relevant links. And without further ado, my Jurassic Journey Readathon. So the first prompt is to choose which of the Jurassic parks you'll be going to. I am going to attend Jurassic World because the prompt for that one is to read a sequel or a retelling, and I have here a Spindle Splintered by Alix Harrow. I have not read any of her books yet, even though I think I only own one. I only own 10,000 Doors of January. But when she started releasing these fairy tale retelling novellas, I was like, ooh, I have to read those. And this one I bought as a treat to myself in amongst all the house chaos. And I was like, this will be something nice to occasionally take your mind off it. And then I didn't touch it during the house moving chaos. So it's nice and short. It will be a good start to the month for Jurassic World. Once we have our park, we need to choose our character. And my character is going to be Lex Murphy. Now, I have a confession. I've only seen the first Jurassic Park movie. I have no idea if Lex Murphy returns in any of the sequels. So I don't know if she was ever in Jurassic World. Nah. The prompt for Lex Murphy is to read a YA novel. I am going to read In the Skin of a Monster by Kathryn Barker. So this is Kathryn Barker's first novel. I read her second one, Waking Romeo, over Easter, and I absolutely loved it. It was my first 5-star read for 2022. So I immediately went out and grabbed this one. It's about a girl who, her identical twin, killed a bunch of kids in a school shooting. And because they're identical, she has to people can't even look at her because they see this murderer. And I think it might be a little bit Alice in Wonderland-y. The main character's name is Alice, and there's talk about like a nightmare dreamscape and things. I'm like, ooh. Anyway, sounds really good, and I'm looking forward to that one. I hope it's as good as Waking Romeo. Once we are in Jurassic World, we are of course going to confront some dinosaurs. I am going with a classic. The dinosaur that I am going to meet is the T-Rex, and for that I have to read a scary book. And I can't remember whether I've talked about it in previous videos or not, but one of my reading goals at the moment is to dip my toe a little bit into horror. I am a complete wuss, and I have put horror books down before because they're too scary, or they haven't even got scary, but like the promise is there and I just can't deal with it. So I am going to read for this book Goblin by Josh Malerman, who you may have heard of. He is also the author of Bird Box. And I have read Bird Box. I actually listened to the audiobook and I really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping that this will be kind of same style, same level of scary and tension and stuff. And I'll be able to get into it and not freak out and DNF it out of fear. This is a series of 6 novellas that all tie together to create a novel. And interestingly, the reason I heard about this one is that the next book that I'm about to talk about is in the same style, novellas that tie together to create a full story. So let's talk about that one. Of course, no Jurassic Park movie is complete without a disaster. So while I'm running away from the T-Rex, I am going to run into a storm, which means I have to read a book with a black or grey cover. I'm going to read The Gulp by Baxter. This one, just in the last few days, won an Aurelius Award for Best Horror Novel. The Aurelius Awards are the Australian Speculative Fiction Awards. So this, as I said, this is also in the same format of multiple novellas that combine to make a complete story. I think this is going to be quite violent, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not big on the violence. Yeah. And last but not least, we're going to escape. Hooray! And we are going to escape by boat by reading a book with a blue cover. I'm going to read Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. This was recommended to me by a colleague when I said that I don't read a lot of science fiction, but I really like first contact stories. Politics and how the world deals with confirmation of aliens. That's my sci-fi jam. I love that sort of thing. So I'm interested to see. This is a little bit older. I think it came out in the 90s. So it'll be interesting to see how it holds up. 1996. We'll see how it goes. That is my Jurassic journey. I will do a vlog throughout the month, and I hope I will see you around. Should be fun. Bye.